Welcome back to Monterey, California. One under-the-radar activity that I would highly recommend is the California State Parks Historic Trail and Adobe Tour. I'll be showing you some highlights of this tour right now. If you are interested in taking the tour and would like additional information, download the California State Parks app, which has an audio guide. The Pacific House was built in 1846 in a Monterey colonial style. It was originally used by the United States military for storage. Over the years, it served as the courthouse, jail, tavern, law office, and local newspaper office. A crazy fact about the Pacific House is that it was once used to host fights against California grizzly bears and bulls. When going from location to location on the tour, you follow the yellow brick road with the California National Parks indicators to guide your steps. We're coming up to the Custom House, which was built in 1821. By law, ships had to unload all cargo into the Custom House before being sent out to other locations. It is the oldest standing government building in the state of California. The front of the Custom House looks out over Monterey Bay Wharf and Marina. The first brick house was the first of its kind here in Monterey, as the typical style of building was Adobe. It was purchased back in 1915 for $10. It served as a Spanish restaurant for many years and eventually an art gallery. We're coming up to the whaling station, which was built in 1847 in the New England style. The old whaling company used it as its headquarters, and whale blubber was melted down into oil using the tripot, which can be found in the back. The seemingly brick sidewalk in the front of the house is actually made out of whale bones. California's first theater was built in 1843. It is believed to be the first location that people paid for tickets to a theater event in all of California in 1848. Tickets cost $5 and the first night had 100 ticket sales. Casa Soberanes was built by a Custom House official in 1842. It has the nickname of the house with the blue gate. The interior has very interesting furnishings from both China and New England. Wine bottles, whale bones, and abalone shells line designs in the courtyard. Casa Serrano served as one of the first schools in the state of California. Serrano was both a teacher and the mayor of Monterey at one point. It served as an Italian restaurant for many years and today hosts an art gallery. Coming up across the street here is the Larkin House. It was once the American consulate. Larkin was a merchant, owned and operated a store out of his home. This house serves as a great example of the Monterey colonial style and is one of the few two-story adobes in Monterey. Casa de los Cuatro Vientos, or House of the Four Winds, was first built as the residence for the Spanish governor in Alta California, Juan Bautista Alvarado. Today, one of the main streets of interest in Monterey is named after Juan Bautista, Alvarado Street. Across the street is the Cooper Malera Adobe. It is sitting on 2 acres of land. It has a main adobe, 2 barns, and a warehouse. Its architecture and story connects greatly to the transition from Mexican to American governance. Today it serves as a museum, bakery called Alta Bakery, restaurant, and wedding venue. In a second here, we'll be stopping at our last stop on the tour, the Stevenson House, otherwise known as the French Hotel. Scottish author Robert Louis Stevenson frequently rented a room when it was operated as the French Hotel. He came over from Scotland in pursuit of a romantic interest living in Monterey, whom he eventually married. While living here, he wrote an essay of his time called The Old Pacific Capital. Thanks for joining me on this historic tour of Old Town Monterey. Stay tuned for future content all about real estate and living here in Monterey.